we're ready to go. Um, to start off the day, we are going to be giving away a couple more teacher awards, which is really exciting. So we have with us here today Adam Young. He is the board chair of EECOM, and he is going to be giving away the awards this morning. So I will let Adam take it away.
Hello, good morning, bon matin tout le monde. Je m'appelle Adam Young, je suis le chef du conseil d'administration de EECOM.
I am the chair of EECOM.
It's my great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of EECOM, our number of board directors that keep the organization going and allow us to spread environmental learning across the country and help support you in your own initiatives from coast to coast to coast. J'ai l'honneur aujourd'hui de présenter notre prochain prix d'excellence. So today I'll be presenting our Outstanding Educator Award. And this year, as always, we welcome nominations from across the country, but we're so honored to have a local Atlantic Canadian win this year. So congratulations to Stephanie Bernard. I'm going to speak a little bit about Stephanie Bernard's accomplishments that make her such an outstanding educator. So Stephanie manages to balance a full-time teaching career, full home life, and graduate school work, all while collaborating and consulting with NGOs to advance two-eyed seeing and support the authentic and respectful incorporation of Indigenous knowledge into environmental education in Nova Scotia. So no matter how busy she is, she always shows up with a "how can I help" attitude and a deep desire to do the work. She is generous in how she shares her time and knowledge. A bit more about Stephanie. It's a fantastic resume and a CV. She's influenced the ways that many environmental educators approach their work. She's encouraged and supported non-Indigenous educators to see environmental and science education through two-eyed seeing, and her work on the Treaty Education Framework and professional teacher professional development workshops, and her involvement in Nova Scotia's Nitukaluk 12 course are just a few of her numerous impacts. Through her teaching, Stephanie supports Indigenous students by uplifting and upholding the value of traditional knowledge and the sciences and beyond. Her emphasis on the Mi'kmaq sustainability concept of Nitukaluk shows her dedication to passing on environmental ethics to others. Alors, une grande félicitation encore, Stephanie. Congrats, Stephanie, an honor well received. And thank you so much for your great work in the province of Nova Scotia. Thank you, everybody. Merci beaucoup tout le monde. Have a great day of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam, and congratulations, Stephanie, on the award. Very well deserved.
Thank you so much.
I wonder if Stephanie might want to say a couple words.
It took me by surprise, so I didn't really prepare anything, but I really enjoy all this stuff. So as much as I can incorporate it for people and help both Indigenous and non-Indigenous, and I just like where curriculum is going, both provincially and internationally, that we're finally getting recognition that we deserve. So if it wasn't for people that paved the way for me, it wasn't an easy task, I imagine. So I'm just glad education is improving on all levels. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for everything that you've been sharing. One of the people that we are so lucky to work with is Julie Masson at the Department of Education. And I'm really excited to get an update about what they have been doing recently, because there have been some really great developments, especially with climate change education and action. Julie, I will love to give you the floor.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you for being here today, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this morning. My presentation, or my short talk, will be in French, and so I'll give you a moment if you haven't already clicked on the interpretation button and you require it, please go ahead and do that. Je vais vous partager aujourd'hui.
So I will share with you this morning a little bit about what we are working about during the last year, and to link that with the environment and the climate change and so on. After a few years, we have been associated with the Ministry of the Environment, and Shu, that is, for instance, Rachel Shu. She's a teacher for, she has been a teacher for 4 years, and she loves to work on the environment aspect and to change our practices in that area. We are very, very happy to see her here to help us in every school to change our ways of doing things, and her compromise. The compromise of the teachers in New Brunswick, in New Brunswick, and I am talking about the area of the Anglophone schools. So Rachel is able to work in our schools and help us to develop and create better ways to do things with the teachers and students. So I'm going to share my screen right now to show you this document, and then afterwards I could send that document to you. So this is the profile of an academic and francophone. So this document was that each and every one of our students acquire during their path at schools, not only science literacy, what we already know, with it has been the priority when we were at school. We acknowledge the importance of going a little bit further, and our employers are asking to work a little bit further because the work of nowadays is not the same work 50 years ago. We need to create new competences and to create new skills like emotives, effective, and emotional. We need to resolve new problems that didn't exist 50 years ago. So we have developed a profile of the students, what we would like to see in our students. Yeah, so in order to contribute to the community where they live in, to have a balanced life. When we are talking about a project of career, we're talking about to be able to live a balanced life, to live to have some well-being, and to be able to have some joy for the rest of their lives. Why how are we going to do this? Well, we need to change what happens at the school class, at the schoolroom. And when you have the opportunity to come work at our school, to collaborate with the teachers, educators, and the community agents, you will have, and you will be encouraged to have a different approach, an approach of someone who is willing to learn. This is not a thing or a case where you can sit on the back and just look at the situation unravel. We want you to be leaders of education, to make students go forward, to make them invest themselves in things that passion them. So I have seen more and more in the last years in our youngsters the idea of climate change worrying them. So for them, it's not a case of leaving the earth as we have received it, and they are the ones that are worrying about. For our youngsters, that could create some anxiety too. And I am happy that we are having this discussion during the 2 or 3 days that we're going to be together. This is a complex project, and this is going to create a platform for school to be reinvented, to be recreated, and help our youngsters to work into that aspect. So let me point out that what we want is to create the possibility to resolve real problems of the world we are living at, to take real world problems and to develop and resolve those problems. This can change, and the environmental problems could be um, just touch on each and every subject at schools. So we have several schools where children learn about food, how we can have a more sustainable and durable life at home, and with the older students that have acquired uh, learning and knowledge in science, we can tell them how to treat a lake or a place that has been polluted. The amount of variety of the projects available is vast, and this creates a challenge for us. So we are encouraging our children to make their own research. We are not talking any longer about the unidirectional learning like we did in the past, where the teacher shows about the things he has learned. Now what we're asking is that the children could be able to make their own research and to question themselves about their findings, and to question also about the sources they are using. So we're encouraging our youngsters to uh, ask themselves some questions, to wonder, to find these questions and good answers. We are also asking them to debate these ideas. This is going to help them to work on their communications and their critical mind, and to go further with some subjects. So to think in our electric vehicles versus the internal combustion ones. So what is going to happen with the battery that is going to be the waste after this vehicle has been used? Is this better or worse than the fuel that has to be extracted to make an internal vehicle work? So this pushes a lot the student to think, and this allows our students to express themselves. And this is our wish, our goal. We want them to continue learning and by questioning themselves. Another thing, another point, and again, I can share this document. So, what we're looking for in our school is to develop more profound learning. To do that would allow us to create some authenticity in the learning process. Why, sir, ma'am, I need to learn this? In this aspect, the problem is real, authentic. That is going to help the learning. So, as this learning is going to be more profound, is going to be more durable too. When we have, when we're lucky enough to be a teacher, when we are lucky enough to be authentic, you are going to see that this kind of learning encourages the students to become a leader of not a savant, but a person who wants to learn. So by asking the right questions and by giving them the right challenges and your expertise and your by debating the different concepts. This gives children tools to develop their critical thinking, to develop, to question themselves. This also creates the possibility to be creative. So again, you can see the skills and the components that we would like to develop in our young ones. Our employers are telling that they want this on their future employers. By using the idea of the climate change, that gives us a great platform to develop those skills. So let me encourage you to do that. So, and we really appreciate the work you are already doing in our school. So we encourage you to give our young ones the possibility to choose the projects that they are interested in, and is there where learning is going to be really, really rich and important. That's all for me this morning. So this conference is going to be held, and the subject is going to be critical thinking. I think you're going to have a great day today. Miss.
All of the amazing work that everybody in the department has been doing for especially just having a position for climate action is just, it is so innovative and so, it's just so cool. Thank you so much for speaking today.